Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is episode 29 of Men's Grooming Weekly. If this is the first time you're watching any of the videos on my channel, it's dedicated to hair, beard and grooming tips for the modern man, and also ASMR style haircut, shaving videos. My name is Elliot Forbes and I'm a barber based in central London. On today's episode of Men's Grooming Weekly, we'll be using the moulding clay from Mojo. My hair icon this week is Zayn Malik, and we'll be giving advice to a younger barber who's just started training. But first off, my favourite TikTok from the last week. Now this was so enjoyable. It was the first time that I'd shaved anyone in the chair since March, and actually it was the same person who I shaved then when we were doing the opening party for the shop in here in Soho. So now that we're allowed to do shaves, I can't wait to keep doing more of them. And this week's product of the week is the Mojo moulding clay. It's supposed to have a medium hold, a natural matte finish, but for my hair it's actually had quite a nice hold with it. It actually gives it quite a bit of volume, quite a bit of hold. The difference between this and the defining paste of theirs is that the defining paste would tend to go a little bit on the harder side, would really set into place. Whereas actually with this, you can run your hands through it still. You can change it slightly and mold it back into place if it changes throughout the day. It's not too greasy, too heavy, so that you don't really feel like there's too much residue on your hands when you're running your hands through it. It definitely has a very clay-based feel to it. When you're working it into the hands, it is very sort of sticky. It's very clay feel to it, which means actually that you do get the really pieciness texture and almost gives it, when you first put it in, almost a little bit of a wetter look, but it doesn't stay with that look for long. Almost after a couple of minutes, it almost dries a little bit. I'd say it gives it more of a natural shine rather than anything that's too shiny or too heavy. I found that it washes out the hair super easy, and actually it smells really nice. It's got almost like a tobacco scent to it. Really like it, and as you can tell, I'm at the end of the tub, so it's obviously quite a successful product. It's on the cheaper side. I think you get it in Waitrose, you get it in Sainsbury's, and it's about £8 mark, so nothing too crazy expensive. And yeah, definitely worth trying. And this week's hair icon is Zayn Malik. In at 5 is this washed out light blue textured look, really short in through the top, really tight in through the sides. I love that it's a bit of a tighter fade in through there. Sometimes the fade can get really quite heavy on the sides of his and it's not really blended up, but this works really nicely. Nothing really to style on top, just sits there really textured. In at 4 is where it's got it short through the sides, really long in through the top, bit of blonde, bit of texture in through there. It's a bit more of a champagne-y blonde rather than really a white crisp blonde. I actually really like this on him. They've kept the heaviness in through the corners, so actually this can sit forward, sit really textured, and almost push forward a little bit in through here. In through the top, generally when someone's having it up and a bit quiffy, they would tend to have the front longer than what you'd have at the back. But actually on this, it's actually the longest part was in through the center area and almost went back in through there, so that keeps all that fullness, all that body in through the top. Can be really textured and really messy. In at 3 is this much younger look on him, much shorter, much more textured, still keeping all that texture in through the top, but it hasn't gone crazy short through the sides. Kept a lovely square silhouette in through the top, and as you can see, even on this one, again, it keeps really fullness in through the top area rather than going short in through here. Helps to bring out the spikes, helps to bring out the texture in there. Really nicely done. In at number 2 is this shaved head look. I think this looks amazing on him. It would be slightly shorter through the sides than it is on the top, but generally it's very similar length. I like how they haven't sharpened up all around the edges, kept it quite natural, quite soft through here. He's very lucky that he's got a lovely head shape, so it actually goes and complements the whole look really well. I think this looks really good on him also because he's got the extra detail with the cowslick at the front, so he's got that little swirl. You can still notice that, and it still gives just a little extra detail than just a normal shaved head. And my favorite haircut is this one where it's just a little bit longer, really quite loose, nothing crazy long, so almost just tucks behind the ears, can sit in there very easily. Still kept that lovely structure, lovely shaping through the sides, so it's got a little bit of a corner, nice bit of volume in through that top, and sometimes it can look really contrived if someone has that front bit falling forward, but actually I think this works really nicely. Doesn't look like it's too try-hard. It looks very elegant, very expensive, and I think for someone of his age, I think this works really well. So there we go, and now on to the question. And this week's question is, I'm a 16-year-old apprentice and I've just started to cut hair. What advice would you give me? Now, what I would say to this is learn and watch from as many people as possible. Anyone that's a tutor of yours, go and ask them extra questions. Try and drink in all the knowledge that you can. If you're an apprentice at the shop, go and just watch everyone cutting hair. Whenever you're not doing a job that's needed for you, just make sure you're watching, trying to learn and try and ask questions when that person's then on their lunch break. Ask them why they did that. Ask them why they put it in that section there. There's so much to learn. There's so many different ways of cutting hair, but being able to get a very similar result. So trying to expand your knowledge, trying to work out, oh, why is that person doing that? Just ask questions, watch. What then teams with that very nicely is then making sure you're doing extra in the shop in terms of folding the towels, making sure you fold the towels perfectly, making sure that you're getting the drinks for the other person, making sure that you're helping out as much as possible, staying behind, sweeping up, cleaning really well. All of that nitty-gritty stuff that actually you feel like nobody's noticing, you feel like it's a waste of time. That's the big differentiator. When you When you are seen to be doing that all the time and consistently cleaning and doing all that extra effort, people will then want to help you even more so. Then the more opportunities will come your way. People will ask you, oh, actually, do you want to be my assistant on that shoot? If you're someone that cleans up and does all that sort of stuff well, they're going to want you assisting on that shoot. They're going to want you as their right-hand man because they depend on you. They need you. So as soon as that happens, you get on the shoots, you're assisting, you then are able to learn far more, and you're able to learn it quicker and quicker. It's the same that goes in life. The more effort you put in, the more it comes back to you. If you go over and above what's expected of you, then you'll reap the rewards and reap the benefits, no doubt. So what I would say is whatever you think you should be doing, try and do more than that, and then just keep that consistent. That'll be the big differentiator for yourself for sure. Okay guys, thanks a lot for watching today. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to drop me a comment down below or send me a DM on Instagram. It's probably the easiest place to get me. The shop in Soho is open for hair, beards and shaving currently. So if you would like to book an appointment with myself, head onto my website, which is down below. You can then go on there and you can click on the book appointment link. And I would love to see you in the shop soon. Have a brilliant rest of your day. Much love, Elliot.